Show. My name is Christine Blackburn, and I'm so excited you guys are joining us live tonight on Facebook and YouTube. You guys can watch past episodes on YouTube under my name, Christine Blackburn. And now let me introduce you guys to the Wheel of Stories. There are 12 permanent topics on the wheel and one space that says free. If the contestant lands on free, they can choose any topic on the wheel. There's also 3 spaces that say audience, and if the contestant lands on audience, then we're going to ask you guys for your suggestions, and you can write them in the chat room right there on Facebook and on YouTube. All right, you guys, let's get right on over to our expert judges, you guys, and then we'll introduce them right now. All right, you guys, the first judge coming to the show, he's a comedian and a writer, and he wrote on At Midnight for the entire run. Now, he's also a broadcaster for the LA Derby Dolls. Please welcome Blaine Capatch.
Woo! Oh, hey, hi. Hey, thanks, Christine. It's me, Blaine. Can you see me?
Not quite yet. We can see in the room there.
It's me. I'm on the far side of the moon. I'm all alone. I'm sitting in a tin can high above the world.
All right, Blaine.
Hey, hi, there it is. I'm up here. I'm in.
Hang on now. All right,
hi, it's me, Christine. I'm recording. I'm broadcasting from the ISS. We have some spiders up here. We're trying to see how they make webs in zero-G. It's very exciting. Before we get started, we couldn't do the show tonight without the help of some of our sponsors. Brought to you by Wedge Salad Skittles. Finally, onions, blue cheese, and bacon bits, and Skittles. Oh, I want a white one. I want a red one. You know what? The red ones are cool. Can I get another red one? Wedge Salad Skittles. And spaghetti peas. Take it to the next level with spaghetti peas and gravitational lens crafters. All the galaxies behind you. In about an hour, gravitational lens crafters. Christine?
Blaine? All right, you guys, the next expert judge coming to the stage. She's a comedian and an actress and a writer best known for her correspondent work on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno for almost 9 years. Now, she also has a half-hour stand-up special on Showtime called Here Comes Trouble and a 1-hour stand-up show on Amazon called You Did This to Me. And now you can hear her on her very own Sirius XM, her XM program on the station She's So Funny. Please welcome the lovely and talented Kira Sotanovich. All right, come on, Kira.
It's not connected.
She's not connected right now, but that's okay. She'll be connected momentarily. And meantime, let's bring on our very final judge. He's a writer who wrote on the Emmy Award-winning Modern Family for its entire 11-year run, and he's in production now with comedian and actor Kevin Nealon on his new show, Hiking with Kevin. He is also the author of this book. He started it, My Twitter War with Trump. Please welcome the amazing Danny Zuker. Danny!
Oh my, what an honor. What an honor to be here.
All right. All right, we're looking for Kira Sotanovich. Come in, Kira. She'll be here any minute, I'm sure of it. And let's go over the rules of the game, you guys. We're going to be playing 2 rounds of Story Smash tonight. And if there's a tie, we'll go on to the 3rd round, which we call a spin-off round. And that will determine the winner of the game. Now, you guys need to know that you're going to be telling the first round a true 1-minute story, and the second round is a true 2-minute story. You guys got to watch your own clock because you don't want to go over your time. If you go over your time, you're going to hear this.
Wow.
It's deafening, and then we go right to the judges. Your story's over. All right, how are you feeling, Danny?
I feel pretty good. I got dressed up tonight in my fancy jacket. I've been hearing, I don't know if you guys heard, there's this disease going around and you can't go outside or something. I don't watch the news. But I was at a big party indoors when people were telling me about it. So,
yeah, I think those are wise words.
Sorry, I caught something. I don't know what that is. Anyway, good times.
All right, Blaine, how are you feeling tonight? I'm kind of stalling a little bit for Kira Sotanovich.
Oh, it's okay. I got to be honest. Danny's jacket is taking me out of it a little bit, Christine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, I'm certainly nothing personal, but
No.
it's taking me to an Osmonds kind of place.
Oh,
Yeah, and I'm feeling kind of Branson. That can't be bad. Can I? I'll fill time by saying that a lot of people are talking about the Russian hack, but
Yeah.
I worked with Yakov Smirnov when he was, and a lot of people make the joke, but he did at midnight, and he was very, very cool, very professional. He knew exactly what his voice was. But I got to look at his schedule. He has a theater in Branson, Missouri, where it's like the little baby Vegas for old Christians, and he has a theater, and his schedule would be like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and it would be 4 p.m., 6 p.m., and 8 p.m. for like older crowds, whatever. And then he would have a week off, and then it would be 4 a.m., 6 a.m., 8 a.m. because all the senior citizens would wake up super duper early and they would have breakfast by 3 or 4 a.m. so they're ready to go see a show. So he would be doing shows insanely early, and I can't. That's one of those levels of show business that I don't want to unlock.
Yeah.
Anyway, Yakov Smirnov was a very cool guy. He knew exactly what he was doing. Very professional. Christine?
you guys, look who's here. It's Kira Sotanovich. Hey, Kira.
Here he is.
I did it. I don't know what's going on. This is, I feel like I use pagers and you guys are all using cell phones. I didn't know how to get into this crazy room, but
Well,
we're
you're
doing
here.
it.
We're happy to see you. I already read your
Practice.
bio. I told everybody about your new show on SiriusXM. She's so funny. And I've listened to it, Kira. Way to go. And we're super happy you're here tonight. We're going to play 2 rounds of Story Smash, and we'll go on to a 3rd round and for a spinoff if we in fact have to. But let's go ahead and get the show started. I've got all 4 names of the contestants here in the can of truth. And the first contestant going up tonight. Oh, look at this, you guys. This is going to be very exciting. This contestant hails from Vestal, New York, and she has performed all over California, the Midwest, and New York. In addition, she's an award-winning filmmaker, screenplay writer, and television writer. Please welcome the stunning and amazing Wendy Wilkins. Wendy! Yay!
Oh.
Hey, everyone!
Hi, Wendy.
Hi, Wendy.
Hi, guys! All right, everybody, let's tell her what to do.
Spin that wheel.
Oh,
Wheel.
big picture.
This wheel spin brought to you by X-Lax PM. Shit the bed with X-Lax PM.
Food. Look at that. Look at that. Wendy has landed on food.
Yeah.
To hear a true 1-minute story about food. You take a look at the clock, Wendy. When you're ready, we'll start that clock. Take your time.
I'm ready. Oh, do I got? I'll start talking.
Go ahead, anytime.
So a long time ago, I worked on the TV show Mr. Show with Bob and Dave, and I was like the office girl. I just kind of ran it all, and I constantly would get phone calls late at night from agents out in New York who were like, "Hey, can I get my writer on the show?" And I'm like, I'm just getting live chickens. I don't know anything about getting anybody on the show. And then I end up with a rapport with this one guy. And he was like, God, you're sexy. Let's meet up. Because I told him I was going back to East Coast for the Christmas break. So we meet up, and exactly what you expect. We both are like severely disappointed that we're not hotter than we think we are. And so then he ends up the whole time. He's an agent for comics. He takes me to Caroline. He's telling everybody that he's on lithium now, and he just got fired because he beat up his boss. We end up at the Conan show backstage, and literally we're in the green room, and he's eating everything off the tray, the like crudité tray, and people are just looking at me like he's.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Blank Capatch.
Keep going. I want to hear what happened.
So like we're in that room, and it was like the show was already going on, so the thing had been pilfered, and so all that was left was like radicchio, the stuff that like makes it look pretty underneath the vegetables, and he literally was rolling it up and like scraping the inside of the ramekin with the dip and just eating it. And there was like parents of one of the guests there, and they looked at me horrified, and they're like, "I'm so sorry," and I'm like, "Thank you." I like it. Immediately was like, I gotta go. But it was a whole day. It's a whole story of a whole day with this disaster.
Okay. All right. Now the clock's at 1:04. Then Blaine asked you to keep going. Fair enough.
You know what?
I want the judges to take a look. We're going to be scoring 5 points on the story, 5 points on the time, and also 5 points on the ability to stay on the topic. It's a total scoring of 15 per guest. Blaine, Capatch.
I'm gonna start with 15, and I'm gonna take a point off for you going overtime, and then I'm gonna take a point from you for making me go overtime. So I'm gonna give I'm giving you a 13.
Thank you.
Lucky 13.
That's a very good score, Danny Zuker.
I mean, your story spoke. I'm recently separated and have now tried the dating apps. And I know this shouldn't come as a surprise, but I feel like people should look remotely like pictures here and there. It's like there are people who've like clearly the people who made the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park made some of those photos, and I have no illusions about but I look better than my pictures. Like I'm always underselling myself, so it's like I'll put like the Hunchback from Notre Dame. So I related to it. Got to take the point off for the time, and frankly, the most interesting part of the story was in the Jurassic. It was post was what Blaine drew out of you. So I'm going to go 14. I'm going to give you 14.
Okay. 14, that's a fair score. You're Sotanovich.
Well, Wendy, this agent sounds inappropriate, unprofessional, and like a complete disaster. I want to know if he's taking reels or if I can send him a Just curious if you don't mind.
I don't know. It was 1995.
Well, put it in the chat. I'm just saying, I'm looking. And Danny, if you're newly single and you can be discreet, put your number in the chat too. Because I'm married, but if you can be, you can.
Oh my God!
It was professional about it.
No, I was I'm discretion, except for what blew up my marriage is my code. I mean, I'm really just that one time.
Yeah. No, I get it, but I'm just saying if you can keep a secret.
Absolutely.
Wendy, I'm gonna give you a lucky 13, and I'm not taking points away for anything except for I feel like you're not going to give me that agent's number, so I'm taking points away.
Got it.
Wendy, very fair. 41. Way to go, Wendy. Thanks for playing. Everybody, give her another round of applause. Come on. You're out there on Facebook. Let's hear you in the chat room. We want to hear what you have to say.
He's a national treasure.
Right now, we've got another contestant in my hand, and I got to tell you, this contestant, he is an actor and a comedian, and he's a 3-time Broadway veteran who is currently appearing on Deadly Games on Netflix, and he'll be in the upcoming movie Invasion on Amazon. Please welcome Bill Dawes.
Hey. Superstar. Oh my God.
Hey, Bill, how are you tonight?
Hey.
Spin that wheel.
All right, guys, let's tell Bill what to do.
Can you hear me first?
Off your
Bad.
shirt.
Yeah. Show us your.
Oh, look at that, Bill. You landed on free. Free. That means you could choose any topic on the wheel for your true 1-minute story. Bill, tell us what your topic's going to be, and then you can start when you want.
Okay, first of all, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, because I'm brand new with this shit, so I'm like, I'm a boomer. So, shit, god damn it. You know what? Fine, this is a story about an interview, I guess. It's an audition. Does that count as an interview?
So it's interviews. So let's say you landed on interviews then. That's your choice. Fair enough? Whenever you're ready, turn the clock.
Okay, I was in Las Vegas doing comedy. And sometimes you have to put yourself. I'm ready to go. We started?
Yeah.
Okay, I was in Las Vegas doing comedy shows, and a lot of times when you go on the road, you have to put yourself on tape, if you guys know what I'm talking about. And I couldn't find a single person to put myself on tape with. Like the people, the comics I was working with, they were either sick or asleep. I couldn't find anything. But there is a weird phenomenon in Vegas, which is the minute you get in on Instagram, if you're verified on Instagram, you get besieged by prostitutes. So I had a bunch of messages from prostitutes say, hey, you want to get together, let's link up, blah, blah, blah. They don't say to prostitutes, you just know because there's a person in Vegas who's talking to you. Anyway, so I hired a prostitute to come over to my room to run lines with me and to record me for the audition. And I got to tell you something. She was one of the best readers I had. And let me tell you something else. I got the part. I didn't get the part, but if I did, that would have been amazing. However, yeah, that was I paid her $200, and she.
Wow, what a story, Kira Sotanovich.
I can concur that I have gone to run lines with comics in Vegas before, so that is a true story.
How much?
That once I didn't know I could ask for 200. See, this is my problem in showbiz. I am my own obstacle. But now I know we need to share numbers, comics. You need to tell us what we're making, because as a prostitute, I was lowballing myself. Bill, only reason I'm not going to give you a perfect score, it's because you have perfect hair, perfect teeth, and you're the only one I know that can wear a turtleneck like that. It's because you know what? You should have stuck with, and I got the job.
I know.
So you prostituted us, if you know what I mean. You teased us. It was an amazing ending, and then you go, just kidding, I didn't. And I felt like you just prostituted us. So 14 points, Bill.
Okay, 14 from Kira Sotanovich, but you have a point there, Kira. I mean, the fact of the matter is, you know, he's a good-looking man, and nobody pulls off a turtleneck. You know, he can do it.
You can't all do that.
Yeah. All right, Blaine Capatch.
Well, I thought it was a good use of prostitutes.
Yep.
That's three fives in a row right there. Good use of prostitutes. I thought it was the story ended nicely of it being a wholesome kind of a thing. You running lines, unless you were running lines for some sort of godless Hollywood production. So it was a nice dismount. So I'm going to give you another straight 15 across the board, but I have to take one away for you having good teeth, which took me out of it because I thought about my own teeth.
Another 14, Danny Zuker.
I mean, I have a similar thing. I was going to go with 14 too, and it is because you're just, you know, you're handsome and you're funny, and I think you kind of have to choose. Like I think if I were like 5% better looking, I'd be 90% less funny. So the fact that you're still trying and you're all fit it's annoying. I love the idea of using the prostitute in this way. I think that's a great thing, and I recall my very first trip to Vegas with some friends, and there were women talking to me and really seemed, and I thought I was just doing fantastic until my friend said, those are prostitutes. I didn't. Yeah.
You thought they were really into you, Danny?
I thought they were super into me. I thought I thought like, well, I mean, I can be charming, and I had Bill hair back then. I was like,
Either that or they're the OJs.
Can I out Bill right now for a second? Bill, I know we've been friends for many decades, but I'm going to out you right now. Not only is he a funny comic and good looking, he drinks bulletproof water. I just outed you, Dawes. Out. You're out. You're out. That's right.
I drink that
too. I drink it too. Fat water. So consider yourself outed. That's my new hidden camera show, guys, that I'm pitching to Discovery Channel. You've been outed. It's
man.
It's different than what you think.
Oh, 42. Bill's total score is 42. Very nice. Very nice. All right, let's keep moving on.
Good story, Bill.
We've got 2 more contestants coming up.
Great job. Great job.
1
Fun
minute.
so far, you guys.
Great job. All right, you guys. This next person coming to the stage, she is a comedian who hails from Atlanta, Georgia. And she's also the producer of the Shore to Shore Film Festival every spring right here in Los Angeles. Please welcome the very talented Kelly Spillman. Kelly. right, you guys, let's tell her what to do. Spin.
This real spin brought to you by Day Daniels from Jack Daniels. When you gotta go to work, Day Daniels.
Mom. Kelly landed on mom. Upside down, it says wow. It's gonna go with mom. Whenever you're ready, Kelly, we'll start the clock.
So my mom growing up always took me to the theater. It was the Alhambra Dinner Theater in Jacksonville, Florida. So since she had never traveled outside the country for her 50th birthday, we brought her to London, me and my brother and sister, and I wanted her to see real theater. So it was the 90s, so of course it was going to be Phantom of the Opera, and I just couldn't wait. So for her to see the chandelier fall down and see the songs, and so as we're leaving the theater,
you hit the clock.
What did you think? Thinking, and she goes, oh boy. Yeah, it was all right. But let me tell you, when you all went to the museums today, I went to see a movie, and this Reese Witherspoon, in Legally Blonde, this is just a hoot. So I should have just brought her to the AMC in Jacksonville every 30 days. It would have cost less than what we paid to take her to London for the first time.
Kelly Spillman. The time was actually 1:02, pretty much straight on the money. I'm sorry the clock malfunctioned, but great job, Danny Zuker.
I mean, it was interesting because we had an echo. So I got to hear your story a couple times. It was almost, I've always wanted to hear a story being told like in a fjord. Or in like, because I love Norway. So that part, I'm going to take a point off for that. That's basically what I'm taking off for that. I thought it was an interesting story that you took her to Phantom. And that's really all I have to say. You kept me engaged all the way through all three of your voices coming through. Thank you.
Kira Sotanovich.
So, Kelly, do not take this the wrong way. I'm giving you 0 points. I'm giving your dog behind you 15. All 15. The disinterest on your dog's face, the yawning as you're telling the story, like, oh, I've heard this one before. So your pup gets 15 points.
Thank you.
Wow. Perfect score. Blaine Capatch.
Oh yeah, I got a text from the dog while you were on there. And just said, "Please, not the Phantom story again." So I'm gonna give you 13 because your dog called you out. And I'm also gonna take another point off because the clock started late, and I'm gonna blame that on you. I was told before the show. I was told before the show by Christine to be meaner because I was giving everybody a perfect score because I don't want anybody to have any hurt feelings.
The ultimate mean.
But today I'm going to be bad. I'm being mean today.
Wow.
Yeah, I gave her
Kelly's total score is 42. That'll be added to the next round because
fuck you.
Back up for a true 2-minute story in just a minute. But first,
I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that.
And I know who this guy is, and you're going to know too, because this man worked with me at the Improv on this very game for 3 years. He was my clock guy and my sound guy and all those great things. And he's here right now. He's a comedian, and he has a great comedy album out called Off the Top of My Head. You can find him over at jimcoughlin.com. Please put your hands together for the fabulous Jim Coughlin.
All right, thank you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I hear you. Well, we can't hear anything with the music.
You look great, man.
All right, great.
All right, everybody, let's tell him what to do.
Spin.
That wheel.
Oh, more music.
Scoops of oysters in the packages. Kellogg's oyster brand.
Jim Coughlin, he also landed on Mom. You got a 1-minute story about your mom, Coughlin? When you're ready, we'll start the clock.
Okay. All right. My mom was a saint. I don't have a lot of jokes about her because she was a saint. I lived my entire life trying not to disappoint her. But I'll just tell you that my mom was in an insane asylum. Let me explain. My dad lived in Madison, and my mom was in nursing school and she had a rotation at the insane asylum in Madison. And that's the only reason I exist, is because my dad was willing to date someone that worked at an insane asylum, and it went well. I can't see the clock. I don't know how much time I've got. Get me back to where I can see the clock. So she goes back to La Crosse, Wisconsin. That's 100 miles away. They've only had 2 dates. The second date was in a taxi cab. My dad was driving taxi cab, and that was the only way he could take her on the date. And they went to the drive-in in the cab. It was a very expensive date for him. And she went home, threw away all of her love letters from previous beaus, told her mother, and my mother said, I think she's met somebody. And then they lived happily together for 61 years. The end.
Oh, wow. Okay. That was the beginning, a middle, and an end. Blaine Capatch.
I wrote down 3 words: insane Madison cab.
Perfect.
And I don't know if you guys know numerology, but that's some badass shit. So I'm gonna give you 15 out of fear of retribution from all the things happening in the Hollow Earth, and I'm gonna take a point off so it doesn't look suspicious.
Danny Zuker.
I have to take a point off because you have a good mom, and it's just jealousy, really, because my mom, fucking nightmare. I'm sorry, Mom. No, she's not dead. She's just upstairs. Yeah, no, I mean, it's I will say it is much harder to tell a story about someone you care about and you don't want to tear down than you do. And I feel very blessed that I was parented so horribly, because it's really helped in comedy. And I think you just have to work harder. And
it's
you
a
did.
letdown.
It's a total. No, you made it interesting. Total 14.
All right.
Another 14. Okay, that's 2 14s. Kira Sotanovich.
Hi, Jim. You know,
Hello.
I love you. Hi, my friend. I can't give you a perfect score because you don't know how to light a Caucasian person. And I'm taking points off because I didn't know you could make yourself even more white.
There it is.
Oh, well, too late. Okay, I'll be honest. You looked see-through. I could see your mitochondria inside of your cells. So
It's a problem.
unfortunately, I have to take a point off for that. I couldn't even focus on the story because I was just watching your
cannot
blood
believe.
vessels pump blood through your face. So anyway, but you know I love you. I know I love you. Oh, JC.
I have
All
a
right.
medical condition.
Yeah, I know.
You could be in Depeche Mode. You're that.
Can you do us a favor? Can you do Frankenstein? That's an Edgar Winter joke. He was an albino.
Oh, man, that's a deep cut. All right, Jim, total score.
I don't know if it's a deep cut. Maybe you're like early 70s.
All right, Jim Coughlin, way to go, 42. Nice job. All right, and now we take all 4 of the names, guys. We put them back in here in the can of truth, and we're going to start the second round. This round, all the storytellers will tell a true 2-minute story, twice the fun. And Blaine, who is this round sponsored by?
Oh, this one's brought to you by Legionnaire's disease. Remember us? Legionnaire's disease. Hey, we were there too. We're also brought to you by Kraft Doubles. When you need cheese and you really need cheese, Kraft Doubles. It's like Kraft Singles, but twice the singles. Kraft Doubles. Also brought to you by Wood Milk. Step aside, oat milk. Out of the way, soy milk. Hey, almond milk. Take a hike. Wood milk. Made out of trees. How bad could that be? Strength. Wood milk. Christine?
Blaine, I love almond milk. Danny?
I don't want to get involved. I don't want to talk politics. You know, I live politics.
Yeah.
Kira, can you
Got time soon it is to talk about politics.
Let those fat cats in Washington have it. Go on.
Christine has so many sponsors and has yet to offer me any cash to do this show.
She's been in Aruba for like 3 months. She has 2 houses down there.
I mean, she's had like 40 sponsors so far, not a dime.
Yeah.
Pretty
It's
selfish.
amazing. It truly is. All right, you guys.
Everybody I mentioned gives her $67,000 an episode. I don't know where it goes. Maybe. Hey, you know what, Christine? We're coming over tonight.
I enjoy that. Thank you very much. We've reached into the can of truth and we pulled out the first contestant of the second round. And guess what? It's Kelly Spillman again. Come on up, Kelly.
Hey, Kelly. How's your dog?
What to do? Spin that wheel.
It's the dog in the background.
Yeah,
It's just so wonderful. I just love dog vibes. I love when a dog is in a car.
Interviews.
Have a dog in a car.
Interviews. Kelly has landed on interviews. This is very exciting. When you're ready, Kelly, we'll start the clock for your true 2-minute story.
All right. I made my first short film and sent it out to a bunch of film festivals, and the rejections poured in. And so I did get into one in Scottsdale, Arizona, kind of unexpectedly because I was so used to rejections. And when I got in, I didn't even have the money to go because it was just in a few weeks. So my boyfriend actually lent me $450 so I could show my 7-minute film in Scottsdale. And so I drive the 6 hours to get there, and just really excited for people to see the film. And when I go in originally, there's all these people in the theater, so it's going to be a big audience. And then when it stopped, a bunch of people left. So now it's the group that I'm in, our films. There's hardly anyone in the theater with films. And at the end, the cool part about film festivals is you get to go up to the front and you get interviewed by the film festival director, and people in the audience get to ask you about your film. So again, the first time, this is so exciting, walk up to the front, and the film festival director walks up, she's got her microphone, and announces, you know what, I actually didn't see this round of films. So I don't have anything to ask you all. But you know what? I bet the audience has lots of questions for y'all. So let's just throw it over to the audience. And so anxiously waiting, and there's like 9 of us filmmakers on stage, and the 12 people in the audience just sat there. They did not ask one single question. It was so freaking awkward. And so I went right back to my car and then drove 6 hours back to LA, my first film festival.
All right, look at the time, 1:53, Blaine Capatch.
I've done that. I've driven hours and hours for nothing and then driven hours and hours home. It's absolutely just a hammer in your heart. It's the worst. I drove to Boston in my Chevy Citation to do a show in the Catch a Rising Star in Boston. It was just a fucking nightmare. My kid is at the table. I can't say fucking too loud.
F word, F word, F word, F word, F word, F word, F word.
Yeah,
F word.
yeah.
I like that song.
I'm telling you, it's his F word song. Anyway, something like that happened to me when I was on tour with Anal Asian 6, where somebody's supposed to come up to the Q&A. There's lots of Q, but there's no A, and then there's lots of A, but no Q. I'm going to give you, I started with 15. I'm going to take off a point for reminding me of my Chevy Citation.
Danny Zuker. Danny.
Wow. Yeah, no, you gave me chills. I've definitely had, one of my first experiences, it's the same thing. I drove all the way out to Long Island. It was my first paid gig as a stand-up. I'm like 17. And it's this, somebody screams, is drunk in the audience, says, "It's my dad's birthday." He's right there. And I just keep insisting that the dad stand up, and the dad had no legs. And yeah, he had no legs. And I go, "Stand up, come on." And I was like, "No, come on, do it, participate." Because it was a dead audience. I was like, "No, what's wrong with you?" And I literally said, "What's wrong with you?" And then I realized he had no legs. And it was, yeah, I cried all the way from Long Island back to New Jersey. It was not a fun time. So I really did. I related to that story quite a bit. I mean, you came in a little short. So I'll take one off of that. 14.
14. All right, Kira Sotanovich.
Kelly, please go call the vet. I am concerned about your dog. I think he or she has passed. I mean, what is happening?
Her eyes are open.
Is this? Yeah, I mean, it looks like
I'm still trying to win her over after 12 years. She doesn't like me. Over my voice.
I have to give you 0 again, Kelly. I'm sorry, but it's again, all the points are going to your dog. Please go help your dog. She just feels like COVID is hitting her hard. So she gets. I'm going to give her 15 again. You get 0. You get a big goose egg. Okay.
I accept that.
You get a big film festival. There you go, right there.
All right. Let's see what the score is. Kelly Spillman, look at the board. 43. Way to go, Kelly.
High score.
Nice job. You got the high score of the night right there is what you got. All right, let's keep on moving on. The next contestant coming out of the can of truth to tell a true 2-minute story is the fabulous Wendy Wilkins. Come on out, Wendy.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, let's tell her what to do. Spin
that wheel.
Wheel.
Turn that wheel.
It's been brought to you by Back and Shoulder shampoo for your flaky back. Flaky back problems with Back and Shoulders, Christine.
Pets.
Pets.
Wilkins is working on pets.
Okay.
So we're going to have a true 2-minute story about Wendy's pets. I know you've had them, Wendy. You've had a pet. You knew a pet. You love a pet. You lost a pet. It's about pets. Let's hear it.
Well, I don't have a pet right now. I walk Runyon a lot, and Runyon's got tons of pets. And there was a time when I had some lady part issues. My hormones were off, so basically every day that I would go exercise, I would end up shitting my pants. So it was the whole thing. So every time I walked Runyon, I'd go up, I'd be fine, but coming down, it'd be like the worst. And like, it was so bad that I had all my family members on alert. And if I called them, the code word was Rumble in the South Bronx. And they knew they had to meet me at the bottom of the hill to pick me up because I'd have sweatpants full of shit. So there's one time I was up there, I was walking Runyon, and I was coming down, and I thought I was good, but then all of a sudden it just hit me like a hammer. And there's not a lot of coverage in Runyon, but it was dusk. So I saw this like big bush, and I ran behind that, and I dropped my drawers and took a shit. And right when I was doing it, I thought it was good because nobody was around. But then I see this guy walking around the corner with his dog, his golden retriever. And you know, golden retrievers they retrieve. Mm-hmm. And this fucking thing, as I'm pulling up my pants, he busts right into that fucking bush. And the next thing I know, I'm like, oh God, I'm like, hey buddy. And I try to get out there as quickly as possible. And this is what I hear as I'm leaving. What are you eating? There was another time I got up the hill and I was coming down, and again, I thought I was good, and it was super packed, and I get down to the bottom, and then all of a sudden it hit me, and I do what you can, you pinch, and but I was turtling, and so I pinched a little bit of a nugget, and I didn't have my tight sweatpants on, but I had like loose ones. It must have been laundry day, and this thing, every time I walked, it was slowly rolling down my pant leg to the point where I didn't know what I was going to do. It's going to come out, and I get down the bottom, and it's about to come out, and I literally just Shawshank the turd out, and nobody knew the difference. Right next to another pile of shit. There you go.
Wow, what a story, Sotanovich. Kira, are you okay?
I don't know what just happened. That was so much information. That was a lot. Now, I'm not judging. I'm not. Obviously,
you are.
Your bowels do not. Your bowel. What's that? I judge. Oh, I am judging. I'm judging. Your bowels. I don't think it's lady parts. Do you know where lady parts are? Those are everybody parts.
My hormones are whacked.
Okay. I don't think that's I'm not a doctor. I can't give medical advice for entertainment purposes only. That's not. Anyways, I don't think that's hormonal. I just don't think you like hiking, and you're having a visceral reaction through your anus. Anyways, no judgment. I've peed in many a bush at Runyon, so No judgment there. I'm going to give you 30 points because I don't ever want to hear that story again. That was too much private information. And it, it's,
Okay.
I'm giving her everyone's points. So whoever else is up next, I'm just giving all of their points to her. So she never shares that again.
That's a total score of 15 from Kira Sotanovich.
Nope, that's more than 15. You're not doing the math right.
Danny.
I mean, that story had everything. It had you shitting and, well, that's all it really had. It had you shitting. I love that you took a story about pets and like it's like, speaking of pets, I used to shit myself and normally I would take a point off for that, but you made it work somehow. Yeah. Like, I like that you're like, I know it's pets, but I got this great shitting my pants story. and you did. And I guess I'm having lady issues right now, which is what's so strange. You get a perfect score from this guy.
Thank you, Danny. Yay.
You're welcome.
Yeah. All right, what was that score? I missed it.
Perfect, 15.
Oh my God, a 15, Blaine Capatch.
Let me tell you what, Wendy Wilkins. I don't think that you have to work brown. I know that everybody's under a lot of stress. Here's what I wrote down. Shitting pants.
Good.
There's a 0 right there. You know what? You said coming down reminded me of Sunday morning coming down. I tried to make a Sunday morning coming down your duodenum joke, and I couldn't come up with one, and it made me mad because I was trying to think of a clever way to make your shitting stories funny, and it reminded me of a sad Johnny Cash story. That's 0 right there. Sweatpants were full of shit. Wouldn't they be shit pants? Come on, think, Wendy. I liked your use of turtling, but still, all the shitting really took me out of it. I'm going to give you a 0, but I'm also going to take Kira's extra 15 and give it to you.
Thank you, Wendy. Yay.
Thank you for giving us 15.
Yeah.
Amazing score. Wendy Wilkins.
Disgusting, repulsive.
And pets and more shitting. Wendy's total score is a perfect 45. Unbelievable. 45 for Wendy Wilkins. Holy cow, this game is cruising along. We've got 2 more names in the story Worthy Can of Truth. Let's see who's next telling a true 2-minute story. And that person coming to the stage right now is the one and only Bill Dawes. Bill! All right, there he is, Bill Dawes. All right, everybody, let's tell him what to do. Spin.
Brought to you by Bior Tooth Strips. Black and free teeth.
He almost landed on audience, but in fact, he went all the way over to food. Food, Bill Dawes. Tell a true 2-minute story about food.
Oh, my God. So I don't eat food. Do I pass? No. God, the food story. Well, of course, if I have a food story, it's going to involve shitting my pants.
Yeah.
Like, what am I? Yeah.
What am I?
Well, I mean, really, I didn't think about food story. Here's a food story. So it is a shitting the pants story because you can only follow a shitting the pants story with another shitting the pants story. Now, this was a little bit worse because this was on a date. When I was dating, when I was stupid enough to invite women out on dates and take them to dinner, like that was a good idea. I took a girl out on a first date to an Indian restaurant. Now, spoiler alert, yeah. And it wasn't a good Indian restaurant. It was like in the East Village. They have like a string of Indian restaurants that double as like corner delis, you know, during the day. And I hear whispering. So I just went to an Indian restaurant, and about 20 minutes into it, I started feeling pains in my stomach. And really bad, and I didn't know what to do, so I kept trying to like drink a lot of water. And I'm sweating profusely. And she's like, well, why are you sweating? Are you sick? What's going on? I go, no, I'm not using spicy food. I'm in a lot of pain, and I finally have to go to the bathroom, and I had to do that like weird Oompa Loompa walk to the bathroom because it was beyond pinch level. It was like at the point where it's like Crohn's disease. You're about to die level. You know what I mean? Like how all the dinosaurs were found in their fossils, like just with the arch back. So I kind of like, as best as I could, I kind of like punched and I went to the bathroom. And it was one of those bathrooms you need like an employee key. And I went up there, and this is a true story. I went to the bathroom, let it all like out, and all as it were, and toilet did not flush. Toilet did not flush. It's overflowing. It's coming out into the to the floor. I had to go suddenly get the manager, go back there and clean it up. And I went back there, and then sealed the deal. That was it.
Wow. Wow. This is exciting. Kira Sotanovich.
I mean, I'm glad bad things happen to good-looking people. I'll be honest. Samesies, yeah. So good. I'm glad. Took you down a notch. You know what I mean? Sick and tired of your fucking. Have you seen Bill on stage? He shows his abs. He shows his ass. It's like, enough. Check your pants once in a while. Humble. Get down. I'm gonna. You're a perfect 10, so you're not gonna get a perfect score. You got it? You got it. You're not gonna always win in life, Bill. All right? You got it?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's right. Now you get to see how I really feel about you. I give you a 14. A 14, just to put you in your place.
Blaine Capatch.
Again, the working fecal, the scat stuff has really just taken me out of it. It's disgusting that people would want to build on something that people want to hear about, and it really the thing that really bothered me, Bill, was it reminded me of me going out on a date towards the very, very end of a relationship that started off very sweetly and promising, and eating at an Indian place, and then sharding at Toys R Us. And if nothing is going to take me out of it, it's going to be that. So thanks for that. I'm going to give you a 14.
14.
For bringing back all that pain.
Can I get any sympathy for having COVID right now? No? Or lose points?
You have COVID?
You have COVID? Of course you do. Don't you have everything?
Wait, Bill, do you really have COVID?
Yeah, I do.
Well, listen, man, I'm glad we're virtual.
Yeah, thank God, right?
Yeah.
Danny?
Wow. I mean, I think you did a fine job, and I'm not going to criticize you. You go through enough with being so symmetrical. So I'm not, I can't even imagine what that would be like. The one thing I would say though is, the comic who follows Gallagher doesn't also bring a watermelon out. It's like you sort of got to adapt. Yeah. And we had Gallagher, and so I got to take 1 point off for just going to the shit thing. A 14, because we keep it. It's more about the show holistically. That's what I'm thinking about. But look, I love you. Nothing's going to take your great looks away unless this disease withers you away. So I'm going to say, 14.
Oh my God.
Okay, Bill's total score 42. 42 for Bill. Way to go. And I have to say, you guys, I'm looking out at this Facebook audience, and I'm looking at the YouTube audience, and I'm seeing comments coming in. And I want to give a big shout out to a few people watching now. Jacob Rosales, Lauren Lasgraki Naro, Macy Poole, Ron Dia from 7th grade English class. Woo! Sarah Parks, nice to see you, sister. Diana Leathers, Mike Rotman, Tony Castilla, and Irene Sharon Hodes. Oh boy, look at that. This is fun, you guys. I love being here every single Friday night. We won't be here next Friday night because it's Christmas, but we will be here on New Year's Day because what the hell else do we have to do? So we'll see you back here on Friday, January 1st at 7 p.m. Pacific time. And right now, we're going to pull out the final name. I think he was the final for the last round as well.
Christine, can I say something real quick? Christine, Blaine, Danny, and I are Jews, so we will be here next Friday.
Hey, man, if you guys want to play, I'm in. You guys want to pull this together, I'll be back here Friday night. I'm not doing anything either. Who knows?
I'm a Scientologist.
Oh, he's busy.
No, I'm kidding. I'm actually a Presbyterian.
Okay. Even more risky.
Yeah,
all right,
now it's getting weird.
Final contestant to tell a true 2-minute story is the one and only Mr. Jim Coughlin. Come on, Jim Coughlin. All right, you guys, let's tell him what to do. Spin.
More lighting. It's been brought to you by Benadryl announcer tranquilizers. Nothing announcers like Benadryl
again, thankfully.
He did it again. We know his mother was fantastic, so let's keep on moving. And Jim Coughlin, spin that wheel again. Spin.
Wow, look at that.
Hooking up. Now there's the topic. True story about hooking up, a true 2-minute story. Whenever you're ready, we'll start the clock.
Okay, so it's very easy for me to hook up. All I have to do is make a movie, spend a year on it, go to a film festival, bingo, I'm in. So my friends and I spent a year. We made a movie that went to about 25 film festivals, one of which was in Park City, Utah. Ooh. Now, not to brag, it was, in fact, not Sundance. So while Sundance is happening, there's these crazy other types of film festivals going on that are trying to leech off of that energy. And so that's where our film was at. And we were showing in a room. Our movie was in black and white. So, of course, when they projected it, every image had a blue edge to it. So this is what happens at film festivals is you build up this excitement and then nothing happens. And one of our other showings was in the back of a video store. And as our 45-minute film showed, the heat just built up and everybody stopped reacting. And then when it was all over, these overhated, sweaty people just bolted. So that's what you get for this. But in this case, it did work well enough that I was able to hook up with a fan. The problem was that I was leaving early the next morning. And so I had to go catch my flight. I had like $15 in the bank. So there was no like taking another flight or something. Well, so my rest of my friends are all in Park City. And for a while there, I got this thing about people said I look like Robin Williams. Now, I know that's insane right now, but 20 years ago, whatever, I did look a little bit more like him. And I worked at my Robin Williams impression. So they met Robin Williams on the night that I wasn't there. And they took a photo with him. And I'm not in the photo. But they knew that I must have been there. And they told themselves stories about how I did my impression with Robin Williams, and they laughed back and forth. It was all a lie. I was back in LA. The end.
All right. Blaine Capatch. She's not here. Danny Zuker.
No, he made the right choice.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry, Christine. Hey, anyway, I'm going to give you 15 points because I love Robin Williams.
He's still in the Benadryl ad.
I think he's still shitting his pants. That's the problem.
Danny Zuker.
I mean, I can tell like you're a comedy guy because it's a story about hooking up, but you spent all of it talking about your work. You know, it's like Like the thing was like, anyway, the film didn't go well, and this, I got laid, but then it was like, I get that completely. A very good job. I actually see Robin Williams in you, by the way. I can see it even now. You went a little long. You sort of like, we're bolting toward the end. Got to pull a point off of that. I'll give you a 14. There you go.
All right.
14. Blaine, what was your score, brother? Oh, 15.
He said 15.
Yeah.
Okay, Kira Sotanovich.
You had some time to fix your lighting, right? Like
I turned off the. Anyway.
Like you had a few other stories, and I really want to give you a good score. No, it's too late. You got to do it.
I'm sorry. I'm still Irish.
I'm listening to your whole story, and I'm just seeing like planetary. You look like the Milky Way. Like I can't focus if. Do you see what I'm saying? Like
I get you.
I'm trying to be here for you, and you're not here because you look like an apparition. So again, I'm going to take a point off. Mazel tov, by the way, for hooking up. That's really exciting.
Yeah.
Even if it was 20 years ago. Hey, everyone counts. But so I want to give you 15, but I got to give you a point off because again, you're not listening to my feelings.
Kira, that gives Coughlin a total score of 43. This has been such a great game, I have to say.
Oh no!
What? Kermit's here.
What? Oh no! Blaine's gone.
And right now we're going to be adding up the scores. Blaine, are you around?
No, Blaine is gone. There's someone else in his place.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, there he is.
Blaine.
Sorry, you guys. I just shot a pilot. You should check out my SoundCloud. But yeah, what's happening? What's happening, Christine?
Hey, listen, you guys. We're going to be bringing everybody back on the stage, and we're going to talk about
bad move.
Add up the points. Before we do, Blaine, can you tell us about one more of the sponsors tonight, please?
Oh, of course, brought to you by Diet Clamato, taking all the fun out of Clamato, Diet Clamato. Also, Clamato Zero, no sugar, no calories. Clamato Zero, Christine.
All right, you guys, let's bring all the contestants back on. Bill Dawes, Wendy Wilkins, Kelly Spillman, everybody come on back. Don't get worried about Bill Dawes' COVIDs. You can't get close enough. We're all virtual. All right, let's take a look at some of the scores. The first score, what do we got here? Let's look at the leaderboard. Oh, look at Bill. Speaking of Bill, he's got a total of 84 points.
That's respectable.
Sounds like a high number. The total possible is 90. Yeah, 90. Oh, Coughlin, 85, even closer. Coughlin,
Only time I beat somebody because they were too good looking.
Well, now see it happened. And what's another score? Kelly got 85 as well. Coughlin and Kelly had the exact same score. And then I think we've got one more person to look at. And that last score, Wendy Wilkins, is a oh my God, that makes Wendy Wilkins the winner. Wendy Wilkins of Story Smash. Guess what, Wendy? You're going to get $10 Venmo to you tomorrow. Wendy Wilkins, big round of applause for Wendy Wilkins. And thank you to all the players who played tonight. Kelly Spillman, Bill Dawes, Jim Coughlin, and of course to our expert judges, the amazing Blaine Capatch, Zuker, and the funniest girl I've ever seen in my life, Kira Sotanovich. Thank you all so much for playing the game tonight. My name is Christine Blackburn. Good night.
Story Smash brought to you by